Yep.
So November means 9. Okay, it doesn't mean 11. Okay, we just proved to the scriptures earlier that Daniel 7:25, Esau, the so-called white man, is responsible for that, man. Trying to change the season, the times. All right. So the 9th month would be November. Okay, and during the time of November is the rainy season, and the brother just proved that during that season the shepherds are indoors; they're not outdoors, which proves that that the Lord wasn't born during that time. All right. The scriptures say that the shepherds were out. You got that?
What? In Luke?
Yeah, the shepherd.
Yeah. This is Luke. Let me see. 2.
It's like 2 and 1 or
2
2
and
and 3.
No, it's 2 and 7.
Okay.
All right. No, it's 2 and 8. I'll just start to the point.
Okay.
And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night.
Yeah, shepherds are people who keep watch over sheep. Very simple. All right. Keep going.
That was it.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I started above.
Yeah, the birth. Yeah.
It says
because they can say, well,
right.
say that.
Luke 2 and 7, Luke 2 and 6. Now Luke 2 and 5.
Okay.
To be this is because Joseph and Mary they fled the taxation of the Caesar, so they left where I believe they left. Let me just start at 1 day. You know?
All right, go ahead. Yeah, because this is for edification.
Yeah.
You know, we're proving it through the scriptures, man. We're not leaving anything out to have you gainsay or say anything like that. We're not. We know what we're talking about, man. Through the spirit of Yahweh Shemai Shai and the teachings from our elders, man.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. This is Luke 2 and 1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree by Caesar Augustus that
a decree is a commandment
that all the world should be taxed.
And
this taxing was first made by Cyrenius. This taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David.
Yeah, because Joseph and the Lord, if you even call it Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, was from the lineage of David. What is the proof of that? What was the nickname of the Lord? Oh, thou son of David. You know, thou son of David.
Yep.
I was gonna say, tell them just read Matthew the 1st chapter, man. That's all you gotta do.
Oh, that's right, brother. Yeah.
Right. Verse 5. It says, which out unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child.
Espoused means engaged. Okay. Engaged. Promised.
And it was so, and so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. That she should be delivered.
To give birth. To who? The Lord. The Lord Yahweh Shai.
And she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn.
Come.
Right. And then verse 8 it says, well, that's another proof, because if it was that cold in December, you wouldn't wrap a baby in swaddling clothes, all right? And then you wouldn't lie him in a manger, because a manger is like we looked
something
it up.
Like kind of outdoors.
It's like a crib, right?
So,
and go ahead.
It's a manger is like a stall for like horses and different like cattle, different beasts that roams like the field. Okay. So basically. It'll be cold in the manger. So if it's cold, how can Yahweh Shai be born in the wintertime? All right, there you got it, brother.
All right, it says, right, and then verse 8 it says, and there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. All right, which pretty much. With disproving that would be false. It couldn't have been in December because it would have been too cold for Mary to give birth to Yahweh Shai, and also for shepherds to be abiding with their flock by night, with their sheep by night, because around that time it's too cold for them. They would keep them in what's called I keep forgetting this, the fold or barn. All right, that's pretty much it.
That's right. So that proves that he was born in a warm climate area because there were shepherds outside. It wasn't during the rainy season, which we just proved. What was that? I'm sorry, Ezekiel.
It was Ezra.
Ezra 10:9.
One more verse.
Go ahead.
Right. I'm gonna just jump down to 13 in the beginning. In the beginning of verse 13, it says, "But the people are many, and at this time, but the people are many, and it is a time of much rain, and we are not able to stand without." Meaning, because they were supposed to go outside, and because they were supposed to do certain sacrifices and ask the Most High for forgiveness, because this certain city went off. So they were saying it's raining a lot, and the point was in the beginning where they said that this is a time of much rain. That time in the 9th month and 25th day or whatever it was a season which is from October to April, which is the season of winter weather and great rain. You know.
Okay, that's right. And that was in the land of Israel. Okay, by the way. Okay, and look it up on the internet. Google the rainy season for Israel. You'll see it lies between of October and April. Okay, so the next point is we're going to Saturnalia.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Now this is I just Googled the word Saturnalia and clicked on the article. And I'm just go over because this is another holiday. This is a holiday. Well, I'll just read it. This is another holiday which Christmas derives from, as well as Nimrod, and you know that Babylonian custom of cutting the tree down and whatnot.
Yeah, and I just want to mention this is for the serious-minded brothers in the camp, bros who are coming in, and brothers just want to learn about the truth, man. That's what we're going a little bit over today, but it's the spirit, man, because we're totally exposing Christmas for what it is, man. You know, we're not going to leave nothing out, man. Okay? And this is for the serious-minded brothers or people out there willing to learn the truth of this wicked-ass society, man. Okay. The truth about your false Christmas, man. You know? Christmas really goes back to the word Christ Mass, which means the anointed murder, the anointed death, man.
Yep.
Christmas, mass comes from the word massacre, which means, massacre really means, what was that? A full, a massive sacrifice, I believe, or a big sacrifice. Okay?
For like a mass murder?
Or a sacrifice of many people, you know? You know, so, and overall, the Lord was a sacrifice to many people because he died for all Israel. Furthermore, he died for the elect. But really, it goes to that you're celebrating the anointed death of the Lord, because Christ means anointed, mass means murder, and you're celebrating the murder of you can call it Jesus Christ. So you're making mockery of the Lord, the word Christmas, man. All right. You go.
All right. This is on the Saturnalia. It says Saturnalia was a Roman midwinter festival introduced around 217 BC. to raise citizen morale after a crushing military defeat.
See, a midwinter festival. What's a midwinter? So-called December. Okay, and this was created. This is about Saturnalia, which was after a crushing defeat. So they did this to raise the people's morale.
Originally celebrated for one day on December 17th.
Yeah, December 17th, one day. Keep going.
Popularity grew it to week-long extravaganza where drinking and debauchery started on the shortest day and continued through the longest night.
Yeah, so get that definition of debauchery real quick.
Okay.
And yeah, so basically, it started as December 17th, but it was so popular that they extended it a whole week. December 17th to December 23rd, okay? And it was basically like and this became like a custom, all right? This is around 217 BC, all right? And we know that it's Esau because we were there, but Jake really took over around like with Diocletian or Diocletian, around 285 or maybe early 301, 302 BC. I have to look that up, or look it up for yourselves. And then who really took it over was Constantine. Okay, around like 330, 325 BC or something like that.
Fall of Rome.
The fall of Rome. Yeah, which was called under Esau, which was the pagan Roman Empire, right? But then, which we're exposing right now, because Christmas and Saturnalia and what you do now is nothing but Nimrod, is nothing but pagan customs. Pagan customs go all the way back to Nimrod and Babylon. All right, but what's what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, just basically, Christmas is just a whole bunch of pagan holidays just mixed into
one. That's right. And pagan, which your brother we're all conversing, means worship of many gods.
Yeah.
Okay. Worship of many gods, man. But they extended this ritual and turned it into a custom. Okay. And this is Esau because it was a pagan Roman Empire. Then Jake took over, which is the so-called blacks, with Constantine and Diocletian, and it became the Holy Roman Empire, but they still were doing pagan customs, though. They only called it holy because the true Israelites, holy people of the Bible, are the blacks, Latino Native Americans, and they tried to call themselves following the customs of Christianity, which they weren't. Okay?
Now, it said, it grew into a week-long extravaganza where drinking and debauchery was taking place. Now, the definition of the debauchery is excessive indulgence in sensual pleasures or intemperance. Okay, and then certain, it means immoral self-indulgence.
Yeah, being a faggot, that's what it was doing.
Basically, immoral self-indulgence, meaning shit that pleases you that's totally off.
To the flesh,
It's certain.
It's an extreme too.
It said excessive.
Excessive, yeah.
And then I have a list of synonyms, which are words that mean the same thing, and I have fornication, gluttony, lasciviousness, intemperance.
Can you look up excessive real quick? Look up excessive real quick. So, and then you read that, so we could really feel what because this what the brothers are bringing out was totally demonic, man. I mean, you have to picture this event in your mind. Yeah. And we have more. The brother's gonna bring it out, but it was a damn orgy fest, man.
Yeah,
so you really have to capture. That's why it helps to look up words. And you have to imagine this, man. These people, we know it wasn't Jake was doing off shit, of course, but Jake in the spirit is not a goddamn faggot, man. I mean, they become more wicked than wicked, like the Bible says. You got faggots out there who do worse shit than Esau, but at the same time, this is around Esau's period, man, and this is what he's about, man. He's totally, and Saturn really means backwards also. Saturn goes back to the Satan, but also goes back to a Greek god. All right, and what was that?
No, I was gonna say that's why they do the little. When he reads on, they do a little role play.
Oh yeah.
His brother said it's backwards. So they'll have the slaves be the masters, and the masters be the slaves.
Extents or limits.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. The definition of excessive under dictionary.com says exceeding the normal or permitted extents or limits.
So they had no limits. They just went all out, man. It was excessive. It was just like overboard. See, they even points it out in art. It was overboard. What the brother's about to read. This is the definition of like debauchery.
Excessive self-indulgence. And then it says immoderate and inordinate.
So it was like no order, man. It was no order. It was no moderation. Like, when you be moderate when you drink or moderate when you do it. It was just like overboard. No, it wasn't nothing in order. And it was purely overboard and excessive, It was to the top, man. They just took it all. They went all the way with it, man. No limits. No limits, man.
Okay, and then it says lasciviousness, lewdness.
So lasciviousness go back to the word lust.
Lust.
And lust in itself is like extreme. So it's double extreme lust, man.
Just from one side, man.
Yeah.
Overindulgence and orgy.
What a disgusting sight, man.
Yeah.
You got it.
The last one said orgy?
Orgy, yeah.
I mean, can you imagine a whole bunch of freak... well, just keep reading, man.
Yeah, okay. And it said, The customary greeting for the occasion is a Lo Saturnalia, pronounced Yo. The festival harks back to the golden age of man when Saturn ruled and all men were equal. There was no work and everyone enjoyed peace and happiness. Keep going.
Yeah, you keep going.
Tomfoolery.
You keep going.
Saturnalia, the festival, was a time of celebration. It was marked by tomfoolery and reversal of social roles.
Yeah, so tomfoolery, which means I looked it up, it means basically silly as hell. So not only, keep in mind, the brother read debauchery, which is excessive, what was that? Self-indulgence. What was the definitions again? You have it there?
It's lasciviousness, intemperance.
Excessive lust, excessive intemperance.
Right.
You can't contain yourself. Nothing moderate. No limits. And those words in itself mean excessive, but it was just an adjective before excessive plus those. All right, and on top of that, they were being silly. You know, keep going.
Right, and it says, it was marked by tomfoolery and reversal of social roles.
Yeah.
In which slaves and masters switched places.
Yeah, so the slaves become the masters, and the masters would become the slaves. Okay, keep going.
The toga was not worn, but rather colorful, informal dinner clothes, and the pileus freeman's, which is a freedman's hat, was worn by everyone.
Yeah, so that's where you get like the elf's hat of today, or a Christmas hat. The Santa Claus hat and the little elves hat, that goes back to Saturnalia, the ritual. That's nothing to do with the Bible, or who you call Jesus Christ, man.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with that, man. It's just reversal of roles, man. It was called the freedman's hat, man. And they didn't wear the toga like it mentioned, like a certain cloth or towel over them. They wore pilus, which is the hat and colorful faggoty clothes. I think the brother looked it up.
What?
You looked up what pilus was, or the color was the colors of green.
It was green.
Basic Christmas, so-called Christmas
green,
colors.
red, and I think like yellow or something like that, orange. One of those colors.
You know,
Yeah.
it was the colors of green and red. And what's green and red? The holidays of the Christmas color holidays. Well, the colors of the holidays is green and red, man.
Oh, that was green, red, and
It's
gold. There you
gold?
go.
Okay, yeah.
That's basically Christmas holidays. What did it say back in Jeremiah? They deck it with gold and silver, man.
Con.
So that's Christmas. They're celebrating Christmas, man. That's
15 minutes.
Yeah, well, 15.
Alright, and it says, it was a time of giving gifts such as candles and traditionally small clay earthenware figures called sigillaria, which were flat oval faces of self-setting clay with a hole for hanging in each one.
Well, I'll just say, because what does that sound like? Christmas. They were exchanging gifts, okay? They were exchanging gifts, and they were taking little pieces that you could hang on a tree. Well, the brother just read in Jeremiah the 10th chapter, man. So all these demonic holidays like Nimrod, they just merged Nimrod with this Saturnalia. What's the proof of that? When you look up Saturnalia, Saturnalia also means Sol Invictus, or winter solstice, which you just proved earlier, which Sol Invictus means invincible sun, okay, or what was the other one?
Unconquered sun.
Unconquered sun. Invincible sun or unconquered sun. Sol Invictus. And in translation means the winter solstice, which already proved is the shortest day of the year and the longest night of the year, which is December 25th, around that time. Okay? And they just combined Saturnalia with the Babylonian custom of Nimrod. Same thing, man. Merged all into one. And they exchanged gifts. Okay? Mm-hmm.
Alright. The pottery represented human heads once placed on the god's altar. Some of the gifts giving were dice, knuckle bones, money boxes, perfumes, pipes, a pig, sausage, a parrot, and with passing time, more elaborate gifts such as silver. there was also a darker side to Saturnalia festival. In the Danube, one of the long-standing frontiers of the Roman Empire.
Yeah, the Danube was like a river, all right? And they're explaining the darker side of Saturnalia, okay? Because this is something demonic, actually, you know? We're worshiping a demonic holiday. Keep going.
The Roman soldiers would choose a man from among them to be the lord of misrule.
Yeah, so the masters would choose a slave. They would switch roles.
Roman soldiers.
The Roman soldiers would choose a slave, all right? Or a peasant, so to speak, and make him what?
The lord of misrule.
The lord of misrule, even the word explains itself. The lord of misrule. So everything we explained before through the definition of debauchery, no limits, no rules, okay? No limits explained misrule because there were no rules. It was just, you could do whatever you want and just push it to the limit, man. So he was the lord of misrule. Keep going. Okay, and the lord of misrule would be the overseer of this event for the whole week.
Yep.
He can order somebody to do whatever they want, and he would be the lord of the ceremonies, so to speak.
Yeah,
The lord of the custom for that whole week. Keep going.
A man from among them to be the lord of misrule during Saturnalia, and at the end slit his throat on the altar of Saturn.
Yeah, so at the end of it, they take the slave and they slit his throat and sacrifice him unto Satan, man. All right, they killed him. That's the darker side of Saturnalia. And you can read that last one.
In the 4th century, the Roman Emperor Constantine designated December 25th Sol Invictus, birthday of the sun god Mithra.
Which I just mentioned, Sol Invictus, which goes back to the birthday sun god of Mithra, which means what? The worship of the sun. So all this goes back to the sun, man. You know, all this goes back to the sun. Keep going.
He designated that day as the birthday of Jesus Christ.
See? So you see now that, what did he do, Constantine? He designated that day as the birthday of who you call Jesus Christ. So that's where that lies. They say that Jesus Christ was born on that day. We just proved that he wasn't. He wasn't born on that day. He was born during the Passover, pertaining to Luke, the 2nd chapter. Okay? It was Constantine, that wicked bastard, who put who you call Jesus Christ as a birthday of December 25th. But really, it was the worship of the sun god Mithra, worshiping a sun god. And it goes back to the Sol Invictus, all right, or the winter solstice was the shortest day of the year. All right, keep going.
Constantine succeeded in drawing Christians into the pagan celebration of Rome, which procured the religious unity needed for the success of the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah, so it was nothing but a political move to put who you call Jesus Christ as his birthday on December 25th, so he could have the believers, the Christians at the time, which were the so-called blacks, the Jews, to be a part of his movement or empire or campaign, whatever. Okay? It was like today, what you call like the black vote.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Man.
It's called like the black vote. What did they do? They put like some kind of nigga in there that niggas like, or they put a guy Hamite, African,
fucking Barack
Obama, who is not our people. He's not an Israelite. He's not going to be in the kingdom with us, man. He's going to be a slave in the kingdom of heaven. They put that monkey up there, all right, that chimpanzee, and to get the black vote, man, because these so-called blacks were waking up to Bush and all this demonic, these so-called the deceiving and lying of the so-called white man. So they put Barack up there, but now you're finding out that Barack is lying, man. Barack Obama's lying. He's nothing but a liar. All right? But anyway, it was just to get the black vote, or to get the Christians at the time to believe in Constantine's system. But they didn't know they were blindly worshiping pagan gods, even though they thought that Jesus Christ, who was Yahweh Shai, was born on December 25th. But they didn't know that they were worshiping the sun gods, man.
Okay. It said Saturnalia, Sol Invictus, and Christmas were merged into one.
Yeah, so it just tells you right there, they were merged into one. Okay, that's it. And then you could go to, well, the one more, the Christmas, the St. Nicholas. Then we'll finish up on that. All right.
First two.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody got scriptures or anything?
No, you're right. Just read it. Because basically, and then you can look up on your own, but we'll read a couple key points about St. Nicholas, and you have this character Santa Claus, which is like the third merging of this whole lie called Christmas. You get Santa Claus from St. Nicholas, all right? Or Sinterklaas, which I believe in the Dutch, that's what they call St. Nicholas, which in translation means Santa Claus. So Santa Claus really goes back to the St. Nicholas, who was a so-called black man. Okay?
Okay, it says...
and he was a bishop who was... They say he was part of the Nicene Council, but I read on it. Some say he wasn't, some say he was. But he was considered a saint. He's a saint because of Israelite, but in their definition, he was considered a saint off of his so-called good deeds. But he was nothing but a Satanist anyway, man. All right, keep going.
All right, it says under St. Nicholas Day, it says December 6th is St. Nicholas Day, the day designated by the Catholic Church in its calendar of saints to honor the man named Nicholas, who was a bishop of Myra, which is now part of Turkey and noted for his saintly life. His birth date is unknown, but December 6th is generally agreed upon of his death, and it is this date that is celebrated in the Catholic Church and Orthodox churches, as well as a secular holiday in many countries.
Yeah, so they see. Now keep in mind, what do they all have in common? December 25th, December 17th to December 23rd was the celebration or custom of Saturnalia. Then you have Nimrod, which is December 25th. Okay, the winter solstice, the Sol Invictus. Then you have Saint Nicholas, which is another appointed holiday. They said the Catholic Church appointed him a holiday, and it said a secular holiday. You look up secular, which means worldly. All right, which means it has nothing to do. Secular means it has nothing to do with the Bible, nothing spiritual, nothing sanctified or sacred. All right, holiday literally means it has nothing to do with anything holy. They just converted amongst men to create a holiday, all right, and amongst themselves for a special feast day or worship. And they merged it all together. You know?
Mm-hmm. I got something. All right, Amos 5:21. I despise your feast days. I will not smell your solemn assemblies.
You can skip some.
That's because basically all these assemblies that's happening, the Lord is not with this. All right, He's not with the Christmas and the Centenalia, because that's all this is just a feast day. Feast days that the Lord is not with, because it's not pertaining to these scriptures. All right. So the Lord is He's going to do away with this, because it has nothing. There's nothing spiritual about putting a tree in your house and putting gifts under it, and knowing that's the way of the heathen to have having orgies during what was it, December?
Yeah, 17th. Mm-hmm.
December 17th. That's not according to the scriptures. That's why I said, let me read it again. Amos 5:21. I despise your feast days, because he despised them, because it's not appointed to the scriptures. All right. Everything that we were talking about is going against the scriptures. All right. Because the tomfoolery that when the brother broke it down, the having orgies and being gluttonous. You're not supposed to be a gluttonous you're not supposed to be a gluttonous man when you can't hold yourself. There's nothing wrong being to eat a lot, but you're supposed to hold yourself when you're during the feast, though, man. You're not supposed to go crazy and have a whole everybody being a bunch of fools and having a bunch of fun. That's not according to the scriptures, okay?
That's right, brother. You know. So we got a couple more minutes, so we're just gonna finish up with this last article here.
Okay. It says.
Pick up your voice too.
The Protestant Reformation in the 15th century attempted to do away with the honoring of saints, but ran into difficulty with Nicholas because his feast day had become as much a part of the secular culture as the religious. In many,
See, the secular culture has religious, so it became so popular. This worldly appointed custom that they couldn't do away with this Saint Nicholas Day, so they just kept it around. It became like so religious. People really thought it was like a religious event, you know. So they kept it. The Roman Catholic Church. Keep going.
in many European countries, the gift-giving aspect of Saint Nicholas Day was merged into the gift-giving of Christmas, and attempts were made to replace Saint Nicholas with fictional secular characters such as Pierre Noël in France.
Yeah, Pierre Noël in France. That's what they call his name. In France, a fictional name. Because they celebrate this all over the world. Okay, keep going.
Father Christmas in England.
Father Christmas in England.
Father Frost in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And Kris Kringle in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
All of these fictional secular characters shared the same saintly characteristics of Nicholas: love and care for children, giving secretly at night without expectation of receiving anything in return, and etc. As has been the case with other religious and secular zealots, the attempt to eradicate Saint Nicholas and the celebrations and festivities associated with him failed in the long run. In many places, including the United States, the feast of Saint Nicholas simply merged with Christmas, while in other places like Holland, it remained a separate holiday, but part of a larger Christmas season.
Yeah, so in what was that, Holland you said?
Yeah.
In separate Holland and Dutch, all right, Germany,
Yeah.
all right, they celebrate this day. They still celebrate it on December 6th, and you can look it up yourself. This person called Saint Nicholas, but in America, Saint Nicholas was merged into Christmas. Okay, and you have a point in there where it finally appointed Christmas as a day. Read that part real quick, and that's pretty much it. It's like 5 something AD, whatever. Okay, so this was like pretty much like a Christmas New Year special where we fully exposed the lie of Christmas. Goes back to nothing but a pagan demonic rituals and customs, which always goes back to sun worshiping and worshiping of gods, all right, and worshiping false prophets like Saint Nick. He was nothing but he worked with the Roman Catholic Church, which they were just political figures, man. See, back then, the popes, the bishops were just today's mayors and presidents and stuff like that.
And all that.
Because they made the law. They sometimes made the laws, man. You know, and they were 1-on-1 with the king. Okay, so you know, you have worship of Saint Nicholas, which is really worshiping a false, he was a goddamn freak, of Satanist, man. You get that point?
Yeah, it was in when Christianity was made the official language in Rome. It was the year 529 when Christmas replaced Saturnalia. Okay, that was it.
Oh, when Christmas. Oh, when they changed the name to Saturnalia, they changed it to Christmas.
Well, replaced it.
Replaced it,
Christmas, yeah.
Okay. All right. So really, you think you're worshiping Christmas, but you're really worshiping Nimrod. You're worshiping Saturnalia, a faggot orgy feast, which you guys are having orgies anyway. And once you're having orgies on so-called New Year's Eve yesterday and Christmas,
Fucking Rome, man.
you know, kissing each other and all that kind of disgusting faggot shit. And you're worshiping Saint Nicholas, which you don't even know he's a so-called black man. So with that, we fully exposed to the spirit of Yahweh Shemai Shai, the demonic Christmas for what it is, and we exposed that New Year, this so-called New Year, is not the New Year. All right. And any last comments?
Oh, that's it.
Any last scripts? I can't think of one.
I'll bring one out.
Okay.
You know, because this is Rome reincarnated,
Hey, come.
and you people prove it by celebrating and taking part in these old Roman customs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I just ended off with Revelation 11:8.
Mm-hmm.
It says,
Beautiful.
"And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt."
Beautiful, brother. Because why? Because hey man, Saturnalia, that was nothing but a goddamn Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Those same people in Sodom and Saturnalia were the same people in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. All right, Nimrod and Saint Nicholas worship. This all goes back to pagan gods, man.
Mm-hmm.
Worship of idols. Okay, read it again.
Right. "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street
Yeah.
of that great city,
Mm-hmm.
which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt."
Mm-hmm.
where also our Lord was crucified.
Yeah, so where was our Lord crucified? All right, he wasn't crucified in Sodom and Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, because it's not talking about that. He was crucified in Rome, the ancient Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire. All right, but what does that prove? It is saying he was crucified in Sodom and Gomorrah because Rome takes on the same characteristics of Sodom and Gomorrah. Yep. Those people in Rome back then were faggots too. They worshipped Sodom and Gomorrah. They worshipped they had Babylonian customs. Okay, and who carries that today? America. So he was crucified in America too. How is he crucified in America? That goddamn that faggot rat picture you got up there of a rock star, a white man, so-called white man, posing as who you call Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai, and he's a so-called black man.
That's right.
And that's how you crucified him, because that's not the true image of him. You put him to death with that image, man. Nobody knows the true image of the Lord right now. Okay? So this place is Sodom and Gomorrah, because he's crucified here too. And you're nothing but God. Every goddamn day there's a new law for faggots, man, and homosexuals. And you worship Christmas, it's the same exact thing. The same colors of Saturnalia, green, red, and gold. Okay? Orgies, Nimrod, December 25th. You know, that was it on that?
Yeah.
So, the hell with Christmas, the hell with this so-called New Year, and Barakatah Yahweh Shem and Shai, the holy days of the Bible. Alright?
Matter of fact, we in Purim right now.
No, that's the... No, it starts on the 7th.
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
7.
Well, it's coming up. At least you would know about it. And they don't even know what Purim is, man.
Yeah.
At least you're in line, man. Okay? Alright, so with that, hey, Barakatah Yahweh Shem and Shai, double honor to the elders.
Right.
This is a special today of exposing Christmas and about the New Year. I believe we've done that through the Spirit. And shalom to all you brothers out there. And, you know, Lord willing, this is the year that the Lord comes back and brings us back to our role. We could be joint heirs with the Lord.
Sure.
Okay? And death to America, death with the so-called white man, and death to goddamn Rothschilds, who's going to be under the feet of Israelites in the new world to come, man. All right? So with that, shalom.
Sure.